I know marketing a tourism-based website is, well, really difficult sometimes. In fact, a lot of the things that you're rated on, like backlinks, are almost out of your control and sometimes quite difficult to take care of. But there are other things that you can easily control. One of those, latent semantic indexing. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's get started. I know latent semantic indexing sounds like something that's really complicated, but don't be put off by it. The concept is actually quite simple. And I'm going to give you an example in just a moment, but first, a definition is in order. There's a lot of complex mathematics behind latent semantic indexing, but fortunately we don't need to know any of it to drive more traffic to your tourism-based website. By the way, there's a very good definition of LSI at Search Engine Journal. You ought to go over and check that out. But basically what it says is that you can use a synonym for words on your website, and the search engines will understand that the synonym and the word itself are talking about the exact same thing. You know, in certain ways, latent semantic indexing has made life easier for web developers. And this is something you can easily take care of on your website. Let me give you an example of how this might work. Let's pretend for a moment that you own a car dealership. Now, of course, your dealership has a website, and your website talks about all the different kinds of vehicles you have. Perhaps you have a little red hatchback, and elsewhere on the site it talks about a large SUV. Now, the search engines are smart enough to know that when you're talking about all of these different kinds of things, you're really talking about the same thing. They're different kinds of vehicles. So synonyms are worthwhile. On Google's website, they tell you, look, don't really write for our benefit or the search engines, write for the visitor's benefit. Elsewhere in Webmaster Tools, you'll see they say be very careful about the text you use for the search engines. Here's an example from my website. You can see Google has rated all my different keywords and given them a ranking about relevance and significance on the website. Let's look at tourism for a moment. You'll see that Google understands three different versions of tourist, tourism, and tourist are talking about the exact same thing. So they do take all of this into account. Let's stick with our automotive example for just another minute or two. You know, it wasn't that long ago, say 3-4 years ago. Do you remember reading websites that would come out with something like Bill's Smallville Used Cars, the best used car dealership in the whole Smallville area? Bill's Smallville Used Cars has an excellent reputation, and once you visit Bill's Smallville Used Cars, you'll discover why Bill's Smallville Used Cars is the most highly rated used car lot in all of Smallville. Now, today, that would be called keyword stuffing. And the most likely outcome of the whole thing is you would get dinged maybe, 30 places or so. The problem with that is Bill's Smallville Used Cars is probably the name of your company, and you don't even rank for your own name because you were keyword stuffing. Latent semantic indexing gives you an easy way around that, and this is something you can take care of beginning today. Guys, I hope some of this was helpful for you, and as always, feel free to contact me. In fact, I hope you will. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.